I still remember 3rd of December, me.
Yes, it's a good song, but you know who really still remembers that day? 3rd of December, the day when the lives of innocent people in Bhopal were ruined and have been ruined for about 40 years. Welcome to our video of one of the most devastating man-made disasters in history, the Bhopal gas disaster. In this video, we look at the background, causes, and consequences of this tragic event and its long-term impact on the world. Let's dive in. On the night of December 2nd to 3rd, 1994, a disaster unfolded in the city of Bhopal, India. A pesticide plant owned by the Union Carbide Corporation has leaked toxic methyl isocyanate gas. About 42 tons of gaseous methyl isocyanate leaked from the plant. This incident will go down in history as the gas disaster in Bhopal, which claimed thousands of lives and left a deep mark on the lives of survivors. In the period from 1981-1984 until the disaster itself, there were many leaks that had fatal outcomes. The state of the plant was visible even then. On December 2nd to 3rd, 1984, a catastrophic event occurred when methyl isocyanate gas leaked from the Bhopal plant. The pressure in the methyl isocyanate gas tank began to rise as water seeped into tank 610, which still held 42 tons of the substance. Workers noticing the rising pressure on the indicators initially brushed it off, suggesting that the indicators were faulty. An exothermic reaction caused the temperature inside the tank to exceed 200 degrees Celsius. At about 12:37 am, cracks were noticed in the concentrate above the tank, indicating a potential hazard. One of the workers, alarmed by the appearance of the cracks, raised the alarm among his co-workers, and they began to realize the imminent disaster they were facing. The tank safety valve had failed, causing a significant release of toxic gas into the atmosphere. As the gas began to escape, panic and chaos ensued among the workers. Plant workers realized the impending disaster and tried to activate the plant's existing safety systems. They activated the emergency systems to contain the situation. There were 3 safety systems in place. The first, the gas purifier, proved to be defective. The workers then tried to activate the flare tower to burn off the toxic gas, but their hopes were dashed when they discovered that this system was also non-functional due to a section of piping that had been removed. Next, workers attempted to pour the remaining methyl isocyanate from the tanks into a nearby tank. However, when they checked the backup tank, the sensor showed the substance was already inside. After all 3 safety systems failed, workers resorted to spraying water to reduce the gas leak. Also, they made desperate efforts. The water just didn't reach 30 meters where the lake was 40 meters high. By 2:30 am, it was clear that the disaster could not be prevented. The workers, shocked, understood the gravity of the situation and what dire consequences it would have on the lives of thousands of people. Thousands of people lying near the plant woke up with shortness of breath, coughing, burning eyes, and vomiting. The public siren for residents was not turned on until about 2:30 am, by which time they were already feeling the toxic effects of the gas. It wasn't until morning that company management reported that there had been a leak with no details. According to the Bhopal People's Health and Documentation Clinic, approximately 8,000 people perished in the immediate aftermath. The gas leak led to a widespread and devastating disaster, causing the loss of thousands of lives and affecting the health of numerous individuals. To understand the context of the disaster, it is important to realize the popularity and widespread use of pesticides in India. At the time, in the 1960s, India launched a government program to combat hunger and develop the agricultural sector. Pesticides played an important role in protecting crops from pests and maximizing agricultural production. One such pesticide was sevin, produced by Union Carbide's subsidiary Union Carbide India Limited. Over time, however, demand for sevin declined due to the development of pest immunity to the substance and other factors, causing financial difficulties for UCIL. Under financial pressure, the company began cutting costs, including operating and safety standards. Warren Anderson, as the CEO of Union Carbide Corporation, bore significant responsibility for ensuring the safety and the well-being of the company's operations. It has come to light that months before this tragedy, Anderson received an international safety report that warned of possible water ingress into the MIC tank. However, Anderson failed to deliver the warning to BHOPAL plant managers, indicating negligence on his part. The release of toxic gas caused immediate deaths and several health issues, including respiratory problems and organ damage. Long-term health consequences and birth defects were observed among survivors and their children. The release of toxic gas caused immediate deaths and several health issues, including respiratory problems. The release of toxic gases contaminated the soil, water source, and ecosystem, posing long-term health risks. Groundwater contaminating affected nearby communities. The BHOPAL gas disaster had a significant impact not only locally but also globally, influencing various aspects such as laws, policies, attitudes, and regulations. Here's an overview of how the disaster affected the world. Legal and regulatory changes. The disaster led to the enactment of the BHOPAL Gas Leak Disaster Act in 1985, empowering the Indian government to represent victims in legal proceedings. The Public Liability Insurance Act was also established in 1991, addressing liability and compensations. So the BHOPAL disaster is a clear example of how innovation and human development led to the death and suffering of millions, but it also caused human development in the area of ecology and human security. Thanks to this incident and other terrible situations that have worsened the ecology of the Earth, it has led to a revolution in the use of energy. The development of the use of harmless alternative energy sources and many other innovations that save our planet. Summarizing the BHOPAL disaster, we can say that human development can bring not only positive changes but also negative ones, which is in any case after a period of time will lead to innovation leading to a sustainable and developed life.